What is the self? And who is this you trying so hard to become a better you? Here's a twist. What if the person trying to improve is actually the very one who created the problem in the first place? Welcome to the Open Heart Podcast. I am your host, Leslan. This is a space where we share stories, ideas, and questions with an open heart, so we can all be a little kinder and wiser to ourselves and each other. Every week, I'll bring you my observations and reflections around one topic, and I hope you'll share your thoughts, comments with me. You can reach me at lou@leslancreativestudio.com. Today's topic is human bias. In the last episode, we sat with existence and its beautiful absurdity. I said, remember that we don't see the world as it truly is. We see it as we are. Today, we turned the lens inward and asked, what are we? Who is this self doing the seeing? If life is an accident, a cosmic accident without inherent meaning, without a blueprint, then the self is a story we tell ourselves to make sense of that accident. And here's the cosmic punchline. All the work we do to improve that self, understand it, care for it, we're doing that work with the same biased self that caused the original problem. The self trying to fix itself is like a broken compass trying to find true north. Let's unpack this a little more. What does it really look like when the self tries to fix itself and trips over its own biases? First, there's self-esteem. We often tell ourselves, I just need more of it. So the very self feeling low self-esteem sets out on a mission to build itself. But here's the catch. It's working with the exact same set of beliefs and patterns that made it feel low in the first place. Imagine the anxious part of you chasing confidence, or the insecure part desperately seeking security, and then there's that doubting self, expected to believe in itself enough to fix its own doubt. It sounds impossible, and yet, doubt isn't all bad. Actually, it's quite useful. It points us toward what needs attention. But still, this loop is tricky. If self-esteem is the first trap, the next one is self-consciousness. Being painfully aware of ourselves, sometimes too much. Many of us say, I'm too self-conscious, and try to stop noticing ourselves so much. But the irony, we end up becoming self-conscious about being self-conscious. It's as if we're caught in an endless hall of mirrors, each reflection watching another and another. Who's the watcher? Who's the watched? It's the same little self playing both roles, tangled up in its own story. Then there's self-delusion. At some point, we all want clarity. We say, I need to see myself clearly. But who's the one seeing? It's the very self that's been wearing glasses fogged with bias all along. We tell ourselves, I'm rational. I see things as they truly are. But often, that's just the delusion talking, trying to convince itself it's finally cracked the code. Next comes self-talk, those pep talks we give ourselves. You got this. Be kind to yourself. It sounds positive, and it is. But here's something to consider. Who's talking and who's listening? Usually, it's just one part of that same biased self having a chat with another part. We've split ourselves into roles: the coach and student, critic and criticized, talker and listener. But ultimately, it's the same player, just switching seats. Finally, there's self-care, which has become its own kind of burden. The exhausted self adds, take care of self, to a never-ending to-do list, then feels guilty when it doesn't get done. We bubble bath our way to wellness, face mask our way to calm, even as our energy runs on empty. The depleted self trying to care for itself, it's no wonder we still feel tired. Here's the funny and sadly poetic part. We're so busy improving ourselves, we hardly notice. Then one doing the improving is also the one who needs improving most. We're all running in circles, very seriously, very earnestly, trying to upgrade versions of a self we invented in the first place. Billions spent on self-help books, thousands of therapy hours, endless podcast preaching, become your best self, all using the same tool, trying to fix itself. It's like trying to sharpen a saw with the saw. So, what do? We laugh. Not analyze harder, not strive for more awareness. Simply laugh. When you catch yourself trying to fix yourself, laugh. When you realize you're using the problem to solve the problem, laugh. When you see how seriously you're taking this self idea, laugh. Laughter breaks the cycle, because laughing at yourself creates distance from the story you've been caught in. It loosens the grip. You can't laugh and take yourself completely seriously at the same time. Laughter opens a space, is freedom. Remember Wu Wei from the last episode? The art of flowing effortlessly, like water moving downstream without force. Wu Wei invites us to stop trying so hard to improve. The one trying to improve is often the source of the problem. Let go of forcing identity. Stop chasing a better you. Instead, allow this self-construct to be what it is, a story. The self trying to fix itself remains the self. The self attempting clarity still peers through a biased lens. Wu Wei's message: lighten up. Laugh at the cosmic joke. We don't see the world as it is because the we that sees is already biased. The self is a construct accidentally built, propped up by stories, and kept alive by attempts to improve it. Once you see the self as a story, you start seeing all the other stories too. Those invisible rules, the shoulds we obey, the limits we think are real. They are all illusions. Next time, we'll explore illusion itself. I invite you to share your stories, reflections, or questions at lou@leslancreativestudio.com. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Open Heart. This podcast is a space where we share ideas, stories, and questions with an open heart, so we can be kinder and wiser to ourselves and each other. Take care.